Welcome to the Vibrant You Health Show with your host, Blake Bars. At Nature's Pantry, our mission is to lead you to vibrant health through the best nutrition, supplementation, service, expertise, and healthy choices. In this show, we aren't interested in fads or quick fixes. Rather, we want to get into the holistic fundamentals of health. We want to answer questions like, what are the underlying causes to health issues, and what solutions can help lead us to vibrant health? You can watch every episode and listen to the podcast by visiting our website at naturespantry.life. The Vibrant You Health Show is brought to you by Terry Naturally Vitamins and Solar Ray Vitamins. At Nature's Pantry, we strive to work only with companies that maintain the highest standards for quality and efficacy. Terry Naturally and Solar Ray are two of the absolute best.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to episode 33 of the Vibrant You Health Show. I am so excited to have my special guest, Nicole Haggerty, once again. She's a regular on the show because I love her input on so many areas, and she's a big supporter of what we do here at Nature's Pantry. And she's also works here a little bit part-time, and we're super stoked to have her here. And she's been instrumental in these health challenges since the very beginning. And one of the things we added 3 or 4 challenges ago.
I think 3.
Yeah, and Nicole's been doing it a while, but we added the 7-day reset that she created to the health challenge. And so tonight we're going to talk about that reset, the 7-day reset, and we're going to talk about the benefits of it. We're going to talk about why she chose what she chose to do it. And we'll get into those details soon. So for those of you that are in the health challenge, welcome. So glad to have you. You guys are doing amazing. You're doing a great job. And I'm excited to get this 4th week underway, and we're going to do the reset. The reset is definitely optional for those people who want to do it in week 4, but you can totally just do the regular challenge. But definitely if you do the reset in week 4, you're going to max out your points big time, because you're going to be hitting a lot of areas, especially nutrition. So Nicole, I just want you to tell a little, for those that don't know, I want you to tell a little bit about yourself, your story, and why you're passionate about health.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad that you're here, that we're doing this again. And I am Nicole Haggerty. I'm a holistic health and fitness coach, a lifestyle coach, and I'm very passionate about health and helping other people get healthy, because I used to be very sick myself. So at just 22, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. I had IBS. I had heartburn that caused esophageal erosion. And then I also found out that I had a rotting appendix and I had interstitial cystitis. Now, that's a lot of stuff going on. And as you can imagine, I was taking plenty of different medications, and I just didn't feel good. I was in pain all the time. My mind was messed up because my guts were messed up, and I just thought I was going crazy. And I was sick of not being able to get relief. So I decided to take my health into my own hands, and I began researching food and how to eat healthy. And what I discovered was shocking. I mean, I found out about the GMOs and the Roundup and why it's important to eat organic and all of these things. You know, it can be pretty overwhelming and scary. And so when I found out, I was like, I have to tell the world. Everyone needs to know this, and plus I started eating better. I started to feel better. And I was like, everyone has to know that they can feel better too, because I very much used to be eat at Taco Bell and McDonald's all the time. I smoked the cigs. I drank alcohol. I ate a whole box of Hostess donuts. I'd eat a whole bag of salt and vinegar chips. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was very toxic and processed. So I did it to myself 100%. But that's the thing, is I really didn't realize I was doing it to myself. I look back at the old me and I didn't know that eating that whole box of Hostess donuts and that bag of salt and vinegar chips were really actually what was causing my symptoms, plus the cigarettes and the alcohol as well.
Right.
So
I'm in the same boat with that. Like, I didn't realize these things, not only like I get sick and then I just like wait for it to be over. And then if it like progressed and got worse, or if I had a cough for like 2 weeks after and I just want to go away, I'd go get antibiotics. And I had no idea that not only was I putting myself in a poor immune stance from the beginning, but then all the things I was doing while I was sick was prolonging it. Now I know how to put myself in a strong immune stance with diet, lifestyle, supplements from the beginning. And then when I do get sick, I take extra special care with when I rarely get sick, I take extra special care. And then I do my extra things like hit the extra supplements, extra water, extra sleep. And most of the time it's like 1 or 2 days, and it's like very mild, or it's over in 2 days, or I don't get it at all.
Yeah. And that's exactly how it should be for all of us. But the problem is we live in such a processed, toxic world that we are susceptible to all of these diseases and ailments and sicknesses and viruses. And it's because our immune system is weakened because of all the toxins in our environment, but also very much what we're putting into our body and on our body. Right. So that's a little bit about me, why I started this. And I started all of this back in 2012, and I've slowly transitioned into what I am today. So change, I just want to tell everyone right now, change is definitely a marathon. It's a journey. It is not an overnight success. Some people might look at me and say, well, she can do it. She's perfect. She has it all under control. But that's not the case at all. I still have days where I slip up, or where I'm not perfect, or, where I feel like I didn't do what I thought I should have done. But like I said, it's a journey. It's a marathon. You start small and you gradually add on from there and keep going. And when you feel better and your mind is clear because you're detoxing, you're able to keep going and adding in more, which is why I created the 7-day reset.
Yeah.
So
100%. That's so true, Nicole. It's so much about small change over time. Small habits over time lead to big change, like we like to say. And you just start with one thing at a time. And like you said, it builds on itself. And I've definitely seen you've been an inspiration to me, and it's been fun to get to work with you. Okay, so you were about to dive in.
Yes, thank you so much. The 7-day reset, I created this because I love to cleanse and detox, and I've done some pretty crazy cleanses and detoxes before, like the lemonade, the master cleanse, where you don't eat anything, you're just drinking. It's
lemon water, maple syrup, and
cayenne pepper.
Cayenne pepper basically is all you do for 10 days.
10 days.
Yeah. It's called the Master Cleanse. There's a book called the Master Cleanse.
Twice. And I didn't do it for weight loss. I specifically did it for health reasons. And so every time I've ever done a cleanse or a detox, I've done it for health reasons. Yeah. And weight loss was just a nice side effect in the beginning.
And I think Nicole's a really good example of something that I want to point out. Something we really have to develop is like an intuition about our own bodies. I think oftentimes, like I used to be, I just had no idea. I had no clue about anything. And then when something went wrong, it's like, well, I don't know. I have to go talk to a doctor. And doctors are great. Don't get me wrong. Doctors and nurses are some of the most amazing people in the world, and they're very intelligent and very helpful. But they don't have time to spend hours and hours researching your problem, nor do they have the insight into yourself like you do. And so Nicole's a really good example of somebody who has sought medical help and done testing and gotten the advice she can, but then she's poured into researching, trying things, experimenting, and learning over several years to find out what works for her. And she's still trying things to this day. In that book called Doctor Yourself, she's a prime example. It doesn't mean you don't seek professional help. Of course you should, but it means that you need to be your own best advocate. You need to be in tune to your own body, and you got to put the work in. It's like today we want this quick fix, right? And we've traded in our society, we've traded the fundamentals to health for fast food and quick fixes. So we eat terrible, we live terrible, we're stressed out. And when something goes wrong, we don't know how to take care of ourselves anymore. And so we go to the quick fix. Give me a pill, give me a surgery, give me something my insurance will pay for because I don't know what else to do. So one of the things that I admire about Nicole and what's great about this program, the way she's able to simplify these things and make it into an digestible, an attainable, something that you can just tackle and do for a few days. You know, if you really think about it, 7 days seems like a long time to maybe eat some of these foods for some of us. But in 7 days and a whole calendar year, in the big scheme of things, it's really not that long. And it might be hard in the time, but once you get through it, you'll look back and go, oh, that wasn't so bad. And then you will have learned so many, like Missy and I have when doing these 7-day resets, that we know we gain these new habits, we gain these new skills. We learn, oh, wow, how good did I feel? And how much energy did I have? And how much weight did we lose? Well, I don't want to lose weight, but Misty has lost weight. And it's a great way to detox. And that's one of the things about this detox I like, is you actually eat food on it, right? Like a lot of them, it's like you fast or you don't eat food. So anyway, I need to stop talking and let you talk about this, Nicole. So,
yes, that was the point though we were making, is this one you still get to eat. And
yes.
I've incorporated certain foods on purpose because I am a firm believer in food is medicine. So like I was telling you before, I used to literally poison myself slowly every day with everything I put into my body. And so today I firmly believe and practice and preach that food is medicine. And when we know what food is actually doing for us, we want to eat more of those foods when we know what it's doing. So for instance, with the 7-day reset, we're starting super simple. When you wake up in the morning.
Would it be good if I go ahead and share the screen and pull up the...
Oh, yes. Yes, that would be great.
And then what I might do here is zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, good idea.
So it blows it up. Let's go see what 200 looks like. Maybe a little much. Maybe 150.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. So this hydration bomb in the reset is what I start my day with, and what I would like you to start your day with in the 7-day reset.
Right.
And
so just real quick, Nicole. So if you get what you do, this is what you do every day for 7 days. And you have a morning routine, a breakfast, a morning snack, lunch, afternoon snack, dinner, and then she's provided a shopping list here. And okay, and so that's what you do. So we're starting with the hydration here. So go ahead, Nicole.
Yes, and so the reason we're starting our day with the hydration bomb, the warm water with lemon or lime, pink salt, and maybe cayenne pepper if you want, is because when we're sleeping, our body is detoxifying and repairing, especially our liver. So we want to help it out when we wake up, and we want to drink this hydration bomb so that we can flush all of those toxins out of our body that our liver and our other organs were working on getting out while we were sleeping.
Amen.
So if you think about when we're getting rid of toxins, if we're not drinking enough water to get rid of them, our body is just going to store them again. So it's really important to drink that water with the lemon first thing in the morning, because the lemon helps flush the organs. It's got super high amounts of vitamin C in it. Plus, it actually has bioactive calcium in it. And the calcium and the vitamin C in the lemon actually work together in our system. And so if you also are dehydrated, it's a great way to get rehydrated, which is why it's called the hydration bomb. The sea salt, the pink Himalayan sea salt, has over 86 different minerals in it. Plus the lemon itself has minerals in it.
Electrolytes.
And then the cayenne pepper I've added because that actually holds onto mucus and helps you flush mucus out of your body as well. So that's why the hydration bomb first thing in the morning. Followed by a brisk walk if you can. And you really only have to do a few minutes of it. I would prefer you did about 15 minutes, but if you only have 5 minutes, then 5 minutes is good.
What about your normal workout routine?
You can definitely do your normal workout routine. If you work out already, definitely follow your hydration bomb with your normal workout routine for sure. The idea is you want to get your lymph system going in the morning so that you can drain more toxins out of your body. And our lymph is something that it doesn't actually drain by itself. We have to be active to drain it.
Right. And this is something we talked about in our detox episode we did, Nicole, you and I and Tim. That's on the naturespantry.life episode. It was a couple episodes ago. But we really talked about the importance of, if you're detoxing, how important it is to have the drainage pathways open. So you really want to make sure that we're doing this. And that's what this hydration bomb will help with, and this whole diet will help with. But your drainage pathways start with your lymphatic system, go down through your lungs and to your digestive tract, your stomach, your gut, and your intestines, and your liver, and your gallbladder, and then through your bowels, and you want all of those things flushing from the top all the way down through, and getting water in helps these move out. Getting lots of water and these special ingredients Nicole has added, and getting your body moving is really important for that.
Yes. And then, so I've also added just a short thing about breath at the end of the paragraph there, because breath is also another way we detox our body. And if we can breathe, fill up our lungs like a baby, expand, like that's the great thing about babies, is they know how to breathe already. So if you watch a baby breathe, their belly expands all the way when they inhale, and when they exhale, their belly falls down. So that's how we want to breathe. We want to breathe consciously. And when we do that, we're cleansing our lungs and we're getting rid of other toxins. And so it's also very calming, stabilizing, grounding, helps rewire our nervous system. So breath is also another really important aspect of detoxing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we have, moving on to, you want to take a probiotic with your hydration bomb. Any probiotic is fine. To tell you the truth, I personally really like the coconut kefir one that we have at Nature's Pantry, or even just kombucha. I'm a firm believer in probiotics that are coming from food. I don't necessarily like soil-based probiotics, because soil-based probiotics are hiding in the soil. They're not exposed to the environmental things that, give them immunity properties that we need. So biotics naturally occur in the soil and on foods that are grown, organically in the soil. So if you're picking your own food, or if you're getting things from the farmer's market, or even the produce at Nature's Pantry, that's going to be your best bet with probiotics. So that's why I really like the kefir and the kombucha, though, because they are just live cultures of probiotics, and they can work really fast as well.
Yeah, 100%. And there's a coconut yogurt here. It's like $9 for a little jar of yogurt, but you only take a teaspoon a day, and it has like 25 billion in per teaspoon.
Yeah, so, I like that one as well.
And it's nice because it's not just taking a pill. And I actually really like the flavor of it too.
Yeah, pretty good. Okay, so got the hydration bomb, probiotic, a walk or a workout of some kind, and then breathing. Then we move on to our breakfast. So it is a smoothie consisting of bananas, blueberries, greens, turmeric, some protein powder, and then you can use plant milk or water. And then I suggest, if you want to, you can also add dulse in there as well for extra detoxification properties. And so the reason I have picked bananas is because bananas are actually B12 enhancing foods. The sugars in bananas actually they're bonded to critical trace minerals, and they don't act like cane sugar does in our body. So sugar from bananas is actually really amazing for us. But here's the deal, guys. When we're eating a lot of fruit, it's not the fruit sugar that's going to get us. It's when we're mixing the fruit with a whole bunch of other fat and grains that it makes our blood sugar spike through the roof. So if you'll notice here, I have a lot of fruit in this smoothie, and it's because you're not really going to be eating a whole bunch of fat while you're doing this reset. And when we're not eating a whole bunch of that other processed things or fat and grains, even if they're healthy fat and healthy grains, then our body doesn't act the same as if it would as if we were eating other things. I'm getting tongue twisted there. Sorry.
Well, and I would just speak to that because my 3-year-old daughter's type 1 diabetic. So she's insulin dependent. So we have to inject insulin. She also has a continuous glucose monitor on her. So we're always constantly monitoring her blood glucose all the time. So we know what foods spike her blood sugar and what foods don't and what she does well. Well, and very popular with type 1 diabetes or any diabetes is a keto diet, which I think there's some merit to that. For us personally, we didn't want to go that route. And actually, when I first found out she was diagnosed, I was driving to Boise and I found this book called, because I knew from all my time here, there's got to be a plant-based approach to this. And so we went and we found a book called Mastering Diabetes that's written by 2 type 1 diabetic PhDs who developed this diet. And it's a whole food plant-based diet. And one of the things they really talk about is how too much fat and too much processed foods in the diet actually create insulin resistance. So it actually makes you, over time, what happens is you get more insulin resistant because what's happening is you're getting such a spike of, well, let me back up because I'm going to try to explain this quickly, but it's also important to explain it right. When glucose enters the bloodstream from our food, and glucose is very important for the body, by the way. That is, the liver will actually store glucose and the liver will send out glucose when the body needs it for energy, to repair tissue, to heal, to grow, for anything it needs for energy or anything like that. It sends out glucose as needed and will store it. When glucose is in the blood, it's just circulating in the blood and the tissue and the cells don't know to take it in until, insulin comes into the bloodstream, and insulin gives a signal to the body, the tissues and the cells, that there's glucose in the blood and now you can take it in for energy or for repair or whatever you need it for. So when you get a huge continual increase of insulin in the bloodstream, what happens is your body starts saying it's a boy crying wolf and stops listening to it. So you develop insulin resistance. And then what happens is your body doesn't take in the glucose for energy very well. And then it will store it as fat. It'll store it in other ways. Do you have anything to add to that, Nicole, that I'm missing?
Yes. And that's when it becomes hard on your pancreas as well. All of that insulin. So not only is it taxing your liver, but then your pancreas too.
Yeah. And when we get fat, fat actually gets in the way of our liver being able to, it actually slows down the process of our body being able to take in the glucose properly and then distribute it through the bloodstream. And so it's better to not eat fruit and high glucose foods with fat, because then your body's going to have a hard time utilizing the glucose that it desperately needs. And that's one of the reasons where you'll have people who do a keto long term, they may start adding in certain fruit because their body is starving for glucose. And you actually, when you're actually in ketosis, your body's actually telling you you're dying because you're not getting glucose. And that's why some of the benefits happen. And I'm not saying short-term ketosis isn't a good thing. I just think there's maybe some fair warnings to talk about for long term.
Yes. There's a time and a place for it, I feel like. And of course, it's not for everyone. But the way that I see it is the plants are here. They're growing wild in nature. And we were made to eat predominantly plant-based. That's just how it is. And yes, sure, we can eat animal products and dairy and be just fine as well. But we need more of those plant foods because we need the nutrition from those plant foods.
Right.
So our processed lifestyle today, like we were just touching on, is void of all of that nutrition that our cells are looking for. So when we're getting food cravings and when we are, eating a lot of things that are high in calories, but void in nutrients, our cells are starving and they're literally saying to our brain, we're hungry, give us vitamins, give us minerals, give us antioxidants. But our brain just tells us, hey, we're hungry. Get another cheeseburger. Give me another milkshake. I need sustenance here, So we just reach for whatever, but really our cells are saying they're hungry for nutrition.
Right.
So that's why we get cravings, is because our body is literally being robbed from nutrition from the food that we're eating.
Right. We're the first generation to have more calories than we could ever want and still be starving for nutrition.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's Nicole Haggerty, your holistic health and fitness coach. If you want to improve your health and life and get lasting results, you have to be the change you want to see. Let me help you be that change. Find me at NicoleHaggerty.com.
Hey, Eastern Oregon. My name is Justin Hernandez. I specialize in sports performance training for middle school, high school, and college athletes. My program goal is to optimize an athlete's potential on all playing surfaces. The Breakfast Club motto is creating elite athletes, but even better leaders.
This is Summer Steele of Body Seorsa. I am a licensed massage therapist and certified personal trainer. I work with bodies of all shapes, sizes, and abilities to help them live a fuller and freer life. Connect with me on Instagram and Facebook under Body Seorsa, Body Saorsa, or contact me at 541-786-5245.
My name is Blake Bars, and I'm General Manager of Nature's Pantry here in La Grande. I had a terribly unhealthy lifestyle when I started working here. I just didn't know how simple and powerful healthy habits could be. Now I love being able to lead others to vibrant health here at the store, through the health show, and in the health challenges we host twice per year. Learn more at naturespantry.life.
Hey friends, Lacey here with Wild Holistic Nutrition and Fitness. As a certified personal trainer and holistic nutritionist with 17 years of experience, I'm passionate about guiding others in their journey to wellness. I work in the areas of sports performance, group and individual fitness, personal training, behavioral and nutritional coaching, and gut biome health and assessment. I'd love to help you feel good so that you can thrive and meet the purpose you were made for.
Tim James here, founder of ChemicalFreeBody.com and host of the Health Heroes Show. After regaining my own health and having massive gut issues and surgery, I'm on a mission to help others do the same. If you're ready to make your health a priority, lose that weight, increase your energy, and just wake up and feel good, you can reach me at ChemicalFreeBody.com.
And neither of us will ever tell you to never eat animal products or to go away from animal. Like, everybody's different and everybody has different needs and different styles. But really what we really focus on, both of us, is to just add in as much plants as possible. And to also, whatever you're going to eat, let's try to get as much real whole food, whether that be a whole apple or a whole egg or a whole chicken or a whole orange or a whole cucumber or whatever it is, just a whole food.
Yeah. And so, yes, that's why I've picked all of these whole foods for the reset. So going back to the banana, it can help soothe anxiety, PTSD, stress. It can help sleep. It can soothe the digestive tract. It can actually also destroy fungus, which is actually amazing. I know a lot of people who have had candida are afraid of the banana because a lot of doctors will tell you stay away from bananas because of the sugar. But really, like we were just touching on, when you're eating predominantly the plants and less of the other foods, even the good fats, then your body doesn't act the same. And so it actually can help fight those conditions where when you're adding in fat with that sugar, it can make it worse. So it's all about how you're eating the food as well. So just keep that in mind. So anyways, the smoothie has a lot of servings of fruits in it. The bananas were picked specifically because they can help with all of those things I just mentioned, especially your gut health. And most of us have poor gut health. So, wild blueberries. Wild blueberries are my absolute favorite food on the planet. And the reason for wild blueberries is because they are the most adaptogenic food on the planet. So cultivated blueberries that are organic are great nutrition as well, lots of good vitamins, but they don't have anything on wild blueberries. So wild blueberries growing in the wild, they can actually survive fire and come back. When you freeze them, they actually adapt to being frozen. So they're actually more potent for our body and have more adaptogenic properties when you freeze them. They're literally known as the resurrection food. And Anthony Williams calls them the Holy Grail. So wild blueberries are just super amazing, super high in antioxidants, polyphenols, resveratrol. They're a liver restorer. They can help the gut. They're literally good for any condition under the sun. They can help detoxify heavy metals, and they can also help us with brain health, cardiovascular health. Like I said, they're an amazing superfood, which is why I picked wild blueberries. And of course, if you can't find wild blueberries, regular organic frozen blueberries are going to be just fine too. But just remember, the wild blueberries are just much higher in healing properties and vitamins and minerals. And also in the smoothie, there's turmeric, and I picked turmeric because it is also highly anti-inflammatory. It's so good for us. But there's also turmeric in the dinner, in the curry. And so it's good for heart health, colon health. It literally also supports all body systems. It's good for joint health, brain health, liver health. It's also good for allergies as well. It can also help with anxiety and also detox heavy metals too. So that smoothie with the bananas, the blueberries, the turmeric, the greens, it's an amazing superfood smoothie. It's going to help your body detox. It's going to support you emotionally, because when we detox too, we're getting rid of a lot of stuff, and we can get emotional and we can have symptoms. So every food in that smoothie is going to help your body get rid of things and help you thrive while you're doing it as well. The morning snack, if you get hungry in the morning, I encourage you to eat an apple or a pear. Apples and pears are super awesome for us. Apples can cleanse our gut. They can actually improve SIBO, the small bacterial overgrowth. They're hydrating because they're high in trace minerals. They have anti-inflammatory properties. They feed our brain, you guys. They feed our brain neurons, which is amazing, and they can increase electrical activity in our brain. They're high in amino acids that can actually detox our brain of MSG, which is crazy and cool. And then they also can help our liver as well. Pears, apples and pears are both pretty comparable in nutrition, but pears actually are higher at cleansing the liver than apples are. They could remove DDT from our body. The little granules in the pears actually stick to toxins and help us get rid of them.
Wow.
They purify our liver. They're great for digestion. They're antispasmodic. They can soothe the lining of the stomach and the intestines. They can reduce bad acids in the body, restore our gut lining. They can rejuvenate our pancreas also. So great for people who are suffering with diabetes. And then they also can help us get rid of toxins in the body caused from processed foods, fats, sugars. And then they're also high in amino acids as well. So like I said before, knowing all of this stuff about all of these different foods, when you're eating these foods and you're thinking about, oh my gosh, okay, this is cleansing my liver, this is supplying me with antioxidants and amino acids, it's actually more enjoyable. And you're doing something so amazing for your body because you're telling your body what's happening in your body while you're eating those foods. So it's like the best thing in the world, because when you're putting, like, for instance, if you're just eating a fruit bowl, you're just eating the fruit bowl, you're mindlessly reading on the internet or whatever, you're not really thinking about eating for one, and you're definitely not thinking about what the food is doing for you.
Right.
So now think about eating, and you have this nice big smoothie, and you're thinking about how these wild blueberries are super adaptogenic, and how the bananas are B12 enhancing and can help you with stress and anxiety. It's going to be a lot funner to eat that food, and it's going to feel more nourishing to your body as well.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those our thoughts have power to them. And when we focus and we think healing thoughts and those things, they really do have a effect.
Yes.
9 out of 10
do.
illnesses originate in the brain.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we must control our mind, not let it control us. So moving on to our lunch, it is a rice bowl with a green salad. So I've picked black rice because black rice is actually one of the highest energy foods with the most qi. And this is from ancient Chinese medicine. They actually used to give people who were close to dying lots of black foods because black foods are high in qi energy. So that's why the black rice, plus it's high in protein and it has a lot of nutrition in it as well. And then salad, of course, we all know leafy greens are amazing for us. Bitters are actually the sugar antidote. So leafy greens, when you're having sugar cravings, are going to be really awesome for you to help curb those sugar cravings. And of course, sprouts, broccoli sprouts in particular, are one of the highest nutrition foods. They're like 100 times more nutritious than just regular broccoli. So sprouts on the salad is recommended, and you don't need very much at all, honestly. One of those bags we have at Nature's Pantry, there are 4 servings in that bag. So keep that in mind. You don't have to have a whole bunch of the sprouts to get good nutrition from them. And they're high in chlorophyll. They can help you have glowing skin, leafy greens and sprouts. And they're just super healing. They can repair the cells. So I've picked the salad and the rice for lunch because it's filling, but it's also super energizing, healing properties of the greens and everything together. Plus you're having more lemon, so more vitamin C. And then we're soaking our rice, which releases the phytic acid in it and makes it easier to digest as well. Okay.
Yeah. And make sure you're chewing your food really well. You should chew your food till you feel the enzymes in your cheeks excrete. They're actually digestive enzymes. So the digestive process actually starts in the mouth, but you have to chew your food long enough. And also, I was just going to say about beans and rice. If you do the rice and you add beans and rice together are actually a complete protein. So they have all the full amino acid complex.
Yes. Thank you. Wonderful. All right. So and we have avocado for a little bit of fat on our lunch because I do feel like we need some fat for our fiber. So avocado and coconut are good fats for digestion, supporting digestion, lubricating the intestines. But you'll notice you're eating it away from all of that fruit. So there is some tomato in the salad, like if you use the fresh pico, but it's not a whole bunch of fruit like it was the smoothie in the morning. So
right. And I was gonna say too, one thing, a lot of people will say, I hear this a lot, like there's just not as much vitamins and minerals and phytochemicals and micronutrients and enzymes in the produce anymore because the soil's been depleted. And that is true for sure, like especially in the big farms. There's a lot of farms, especially organic farms, who are doing more like regenerative agriculture that is a lot better. But I will just say, like, there's more to it than just the soil for whether we're getting the full nutrition. For one, so the soil is a piece of it. What is maybe we're not getting as much from this, and that's why you want to supplement with vitamins and minerals as well. But also, it's not just the soil. It's also number 2 is how much we chew our food. Because the more we chew our food, the more it's going to break down and the more we're going to absorb the nutrients and everything that's good in it for us. And then number 3 is organic. Conventional produce has a fraction of the vitamins and minerals and everything else in it as organic produce. And that's one of the reasons for me, like I will always do organic everything forever. There's no reason for me to do conventional. Plus when I try a conventional, like an apple, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's really bad. But it tastes better in my opinion. And also, like, if I'm going to be eating all this, I might as well be getting the most out of it as possibly can. So I'm going to eat organic and I'm going to chew it as good as I can. And the more you can grow yourself, the more you can get from local farms that are doing things in a regenerative way, the better you're going to up your nutrients.
And when we're chewing our food, we're creating our own digestive enzymes also and helping our body. So yes, exactly. Wonderful. Thank you. Mm-hmm. All right. So an afternoon snack, cucumber or a carrot with some almond butter. So cucumbers are very hydrating. They can also help reverse liver damage, you guys. They're great for anxiety, for the brain. They're just an amazing liver regenerator. And of course, cellular healing properties. So cucumber is a great option. Or if you're feeling like you need something that will stick to you a little more, a carrot with some almond butter would be a really good choice, because that's going to give you the carrot. The root vegetables will help with sweet cravings, first of all, and then they're more filling, of course, than a cucumber. And then the almond butter for good fat, because some of us do need more fat than others, and we need to have a little bit more heavier meals. So the almond butter and the carrot are kind of like a perfect little afternoon pick-me-up to help you feel satiated until dinner time. Good. Plus, carrots are also phytoestrogenic. Most root vegetables are. So ladies, if you have excess estrogen and hormonal imbalances, lots of root vegetables, carrots, sweet potatoes, beets, that sort of thing is going to be really beneficial.
Cool.
All right. And then our dinner is coconut curry. So again, we have our turmeric. Then we're having the sweet potatoes, like we were just talking about. They're phytoestrogenic. They're super great for the gut. They can stimulate hair growth where we need it, but then they can also stop unwanted hair growth where we don't need it, which is amazing. They're great for glowing skin. The sweet potatoes are. They're great for sleep. They actually have natural GABA in them, so they're great for brain health. They can help combat fungus and mold in the intestinal tract. They can starve out unproductive gut bacteria and promote the growth of the good bacteria. They also enhance B12 production like bananas do. They're full of vitamins and minerals. And like I was just saying, again, phytoestrogenic, so can help remove the excess estrogen in the body. And then when we pair the amazing turmeric with the sweet potatoes and then the coconut that is in the curry, we have an amazing, just wonderful, soothing soup. So coconut also has amazing properties. Coconut increases the nutrition of other foods when eaten with other foods, if you can believe that. It's amazing. It's great for the gut and the brain because it crosses the blood-brain barrier and it actually can detoxify the brain. So it's great for Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. It can help reproductive health. Coconut water and milk is full of trace minerals. Coconut water is also fueled with vital glucose. It's anti-pathogenic as well. So it can also help us fight viruses. And coconut oil has properties in it that of mother's milk. So it has monolaurin and lauric acid in it, which is amazing, which are properties of mother's milk, which is why it's also so soothing and so healing for us. It can help soothe anxiety. And fun fact, they actually also used it in World War II as a replacement for IV fluid, if you can believe that. So coconut water, coconut oil, coconut butter, coconut is just amazing, coconut milk. So that's why I chose coconut, because it is so amazing for us and has those healing properties. And You'll notice there's not a whole bunch of other vegetables in there, just some cauliflower. I was trying to make it easy for everyone because if you're already having a huge salad for lunch, I didn't want you to have to prepare too many things. But if you feel like you want to have salad with your soup, feel free. Sometimes I do as well. But just keep in mind, if you're not wanting to prepare a bunch of other things, the coconut curry is just fine for dinner. So,
yeah, absolutely. And one thing to keep in mind too, is you do all this prep work and it's going to be like at least a few days. What we found last time we did it is once we prepped it all, we had a few days of meals ready. And then we just, as things ran out, we just added a few ingredients. And it really is. It's a lot of work up front, but it actually saves you time in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. And so I created a shopping list for everyone, and it's enough for about 4 days. The rice will make a lot of rice, that 2 cups. And I didn't give you a suggestion on how much of the rice to eat. I'm leaving that up to you. You can eat as much of the salad and rice and soup as you want because you are eating primarily plant-based. You want to be able to get full and stay satiated. So pretty much while you're doing this reset, you can eat as much as you want. Of course, you don't want to overdo it with the rice just because it is a heavy grain. So if you're still hungry after lunch, just eat more veggies. But that usually doesn't happen. If you start with like a half a cup to a cup, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're doing this reset and you want to sub certain things in and out, that's totally possible. If you have questions about anything, you can ask me at the store, or you can find Nicole and reach her at NicoleHaggerty.com. This whole document is going to be on the naturespantry.life, and it will be there with the video recording. I'll send out the video recording soon to all you in the health challenge. And also, I would just recommend, like, if you need, here, I'm going to stop sharing real quick and we'll just go back to. So I would definitely recommend that. I've seen Nicole work with a lot of people through the years, and she has helped people so much. And I would highly recommend, if you want some more one-on-one work with a health coach or a fitness coach or somebody to come in and help you get your nutrition dialed down, she comes in and will go through your house with you, go through your kitchen, not in a judgmental way, just in a way of, let's work on this together. Let's talk about this. Let's get educated on these ingredients and what's maybe not so good and what's good. And she'll help you go through your pantry. She'll work with you and develop a one-on-one nutrition plan with you. And she's really an amazing resource because she's not only worked with a lot of people, but she's done it herself and put the work in. And so I highly recommend that if you need somebody, a little extra somebody to work with you one-on-one, you reach out to Nicole at NicoleHaggerty.com. And just appreciate you, Nicole. And again, this show and this document will be together at naturespantry.life under the health show tab.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also do shopping trips at the store. So we read labels and ingredients at the store as well. Because sometimes people are like, I don't want you coming to my house, because they are afraid. They're afraid I'm going to judge them, or, they'll have to throw something away, or whatever the case may be. So I also meet people at Nature's Pantry, and we go shopping in the store and read labels, and I educate you there as well. So just keep that in mind if you're like, I don't think I want her at my house because I don't want her seeing what's in my cupboard. I'm never judging, first of all. You should see what's in my refrigerator from my husband and my daughter. Okay, we have some Lay's chips in the cupboard and a few other things that I would say no to, but I do live with 2 other people, so I can't help it. It's out of my control. Can't control the uncontrollables. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, and I just want to encourage you all on this. Like, I've seen a lot of detox protocols and a lot of plans and a lot of fasting protocols and a lot of plans and people talking about different detoxes. This is one of the most simple, easy ways that you can do and still eat food, which is lovely. One of the shorter programs. it's really a beautiful thing. And the way that Nicole's put together the ingredients to really benefit not only the detox process of the body, but also getting the body the things it needs, because there really is two very key fundamentals to health. And one is getting the right things in the body, and two is getting the wrong things out of the body. And this reset will give you a huge step in that direction, and really kind of not only help you do detox and get nutrition that the body needs, but also establish some new habits for the future.
Yes. And one thing to remember is when we're constantly taking toxins in, we cannot get enough toxins out. And most of the time today, our SAD American diet, our standard American diet, we are accumulating more toxins in than we are getting out, which is why we have, epidemic of obesity, diabetes, chronic illness, heart disease, all of these things is because we are over toxic. Like we were saying earlier, we're the most overfed but malnourished country that there is.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And one thing I was learning about recently is really interesting. The more toxins your body takes in, the more nutrients you need to deal with those toxins. Mm-hmm. And so that's a really important thing to understand. And why, and in today's world, there's over 100,000 chemicals that weren't here when our grandparents were around, great grandparents even. And so we have it coming at us from every angle. We have it coming at us in our food. We have it coming at us in the air. We have it coming at us in the water. We have it coming at us in pharmaceuticals and vaccines. And we have it coming at us in water bottles with the plastic and the petroleum products and all the plastic in our environment. We have it in our houses. We have it in the things we put on our skin. We have it in our, off-gassing floors and paints and
new cars are one of the most toxic things ever, actually, the materials in them.
Oh, yeah. And so I don't want to overwhelm you with all the toxins, because that's not really a good approach. But it is good to know we have this going on. And it is good to realize okay, so I'm going to minimize my exposure the best I can to toxins. And then I'm going to help my body deal with them the best I can by getting a super high quality, nutritious diet, the right vitamins and supplements. I'm going to get exercise. I'm going to do saunas. I'm going to make sure the drainage pathways are flowing. And that's the thing too, guys. If you're having symptoms are your body's way of telling you it doesn't like what's going on, any symptom at all. And so most of the time you can correct symptoms when you do a detox. But here's the deal. If you do a detox and then you're eating healthy and clean and you're still having symptoms or they get worse, then you definitely need to see a doctor and have more testing done. So detox can be amazing and it can help us. But if we have underlying conditions, it can also bring other things out, which is a good thing, actually, because we do need to get rid of toxins and know what's going on. So just so you're aware, though, if you're, having a lot of symptoms, a detox can definitely help you fight those symptoms. But if you still have them after you have done a detox, you definitely need to go get some tests done from a doctor, see what deficiencies you have, because those can also cause a slew of symptoms, just something as little as an iron deficiency or a vitamin B deficiency. So, right. Absolutely. 100%. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Sorry, one more thing I forgot to add. I did have the advanced supplements on that list. We don't have time to go into it. So if anybody is interested in the advanced supplements or they're interested in their free health history, I do free health histories for everyone. It's just a 30-minute session. We meet, I ask you some personal questions, and I give you some personal recommendations based on what we talk about. There's no obligation to sign up with me. I literally just want to point you guys in the right direction, because I remember how lost I was in the beginning. And if I had somebody like me to just ask a question to or a few questions to for 30 minutes, I would have probably excelled much faster than I did. I had a lot of trial and error. So just keep that in mind. If you're interested in your free health history, find my phone number on my website. And also, if you want to know more about the advanced supplements, get a hold of me and I can tell you about those.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And those will be on that document too, on the website as well. And I just want to thank you so much, Nicole, for designing this program, for letting us do it with you, for laying it out for us. And I'm just really excited to get going on this 7-day reset. Thanks so much, Nicole. Thank you guys all for joining us. And for those of you that will watch the show later, God bless y'all. Have a great evening. Talk to you later.
The information provided in this show is intended for your general knowledge only and is not medical advice. If you have or suspect you have a specific medical condition or disease, please consult your healthcare provider. If your provider has a strong understanding of nutrition and holistic health, even better. The opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and the guest and do not necessarily reflect the views of Nature's Pantry.